Hello all, my name is Chase Segudo, and this is my presentation for educational inequality in curriculums. Here's some background information for my presentation. Firstly, educational faults cause massive disruptions in student performance. These disruptions are what ultimately cause schools not to thrive. Remember, when students fail, the school does too. Secondly, current educational curriculums cover a wide range of topics with broad focus areas. Instead, schools should create lessons that focus on the individual student. Thirdly, if no solutions are put in place to fix these problems, these schools will continue to fail, and so will their students. In reference to the chart on the left, the average student score for America is a C. Prep students know for a fact that a C grade is not a good grade. This comes from the problems that come out of school curriculums, which will come up later in the presentation. My thesis is simple. Changing the focuses of school curriculums improves student performance now and in the future. In the graph on the right, it shows that proficiency levels for mathematics and science rose, a result of an extra $2 billion being pumped into the education system in 2004. This money was most likely directed to teachers' advanced degrees, explaining that advanced degrees for teachers must be implemented nationwide. More on this one later. The classwork of school curriculums is ineffective and dull. There are no situations where students could have possibly thrived from inadequate schoolwork. To fix this, active learning must be incorporated into the curriculum as well as more instructions. Active learning applies knowledge of a subject into action, whether that be through group learning or activities, thus students learn more. To add on, more instruction in classwork points students in the right direction. It is through unclear work that students become confused, ultimately leading themselves to failure. This chart shows that challenging classwork actually resulted in a higher percentage of students getting higher grades, as opposed to typical assignments. Many schools nationwide implement low standards into their curriculum, resulting in low student performance. Higher standards require students to work harder, thus increasing their performance. Therefore, inadequate standards for school curriculums require elevation. These standards have to be nationally recognized, not left up for grabs by the states. Moreover, students are actually held down by low standards, and they do not get better. The common misconception is that by lowering standards, students can pass more often. This may be true, but what actually happens to them as students? They aren't getting better. The visual in the middle demonstrates that Massachusetts has the population with the highest educational attainment, which is no surprise when considering their standards rank among the highest in America. On to the quality of educators. Currently, educators are far from what they can be. There are establishments dedicated to helping teachers become the best that they can be, but not nationwide. To make America's educators better, help must come in the form of funding nationwide for advanced degrees in teaching and mentorship. Experienced teachers know how to effectively teach, and, with the help of mentors, they can become the best teachers that they can possibly be. The correlation between students and teachers is real and should be treated as such. In the depicted pie chart, teachers with mentors hold their jobs for a longer amount of time, which allowed for more students to thrive under their teaching. In conclusion, to improve student performance, schools should increase the effectiveness of the curricular schoolwork, raise the curriculum standards, and enhance the quality of educators. The map of the U.S. on the right shows that the standards for the states is evident of the inequality in curriculum standards across the nation. If these strategies were properly implemented, this chart would show exponentially high standards in every single state. Additional commentary. This first article by Wexler describes many student performance profiles and how they were affected by their inadequate schools. I highly recommend this as a further reading. The second talk is by a man named Sir Ken Robinson, who is a man many educational systems look up to when seeking reform. Not only is he super informative, but hilarious as well. Here is a very long list of very long references. My name is Chase Segudo, presenting educational inequality in curriculums.